Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are doing Dracula from the Netflix Castlevania's animated series as a Yandere. Yes, I've already done a Dracula, but that is more. But the Castlevania animated series one on Netflix is different from the Castlevania and Dead by Daylight games and such. So it is different enough where I'm able to justify making this. So that is what we're going to be doing. Now let's get on to it. Disclaimer: Dracula from the Netflix Castlevania animated series is not Yandere in canon, although he does have characteristics that are borderline Yandere traits. But then again, so do most vampires. They are possessive little poos. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and Yanderes is fine. Just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are, you dirty flaky biscuits. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Also remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Thank you. Now let's get on to business. Dracula has some history with the Belmonts, but mostly avoids them now, living a life of isolation. Because of his intelligence, strengths, powers, and skills, he finds himself to be above humans and finds humans to be inferior life forms. That was until he met Lisa. To him, she was the only good that humanity had ever done, and humanity took her away. This made him a broken man. He believed he live a long would live a very long and lonely life. It also made him have a immense rage where he wanted the entirety of humanity to be wiped out. So much that he lashed out his son when he tried to tell his father Dracula that he would not let him commit the end of an entire species or race. Yes, that. For a year, he formed an army and gave humanity one chance. The town who had burned his wife at the stake as a witch to repent and see the error of their ways and leave the town. They did not. Instead, they celebrated the anniversary of her being burned. And Dracula saw that humans were beyond fixing and were beyond fixing of what they had done wrong and seeing that they were wrong. So he damned all of the humans to unalivement. It was. It has been a bit. It has a bit. It has been a bit since then, and he swore he would never love again. That was until he met you, a helpless human. He went to unalive you, but you did not fight it. Instead, you said you were sorry. You see, you had been there at the burning of his wife, and you did not speak up out of fear of being seen as a witch yourself. Dracula, Dracula, what the fuck is Dracula? Faltered for a moment because you were this because you were the first human that had apologized for that. Granted, the ones that were there were all unalive now, but for the moment he could not bring himself to unalive you. He also could not leave you for the horde to finish. So he spared your life and made you his personal maid/servant. You were grateful to be alive and shared a bit of your resentment towards humanity, such as because you were born of a lesser family and basically a peasant, you were treated like trash and possibly abused. You would sometimes talk to Dracula, and he did not fall in love with you right away, but he had a fiercely protective side of you, and when you one of his generals grabbed you too roughly, he severed their hand, which regrew back, but that's not the point. Telling all his generals that no one was to lay a hand against you or on you. This was the changing point for him, at least the start of it, and that made him want to keep you closer to his side and away from people and everyone else in general. He has grown attached to you, and he was still unaware that he had feelings for you right now, and he knows is that he spared your life and that your life had meaning now because of him and that you should be grateful to him for that. and that you and only two other humans would be the only humans left in the entire world at the end of this war. He would remind you that it is because of him that you were allowed to breathe, and that if it was not for him, you would be a corpse rotting away. He makes sure that you know your place and that you accept it. Even despite all of this, he still treats you with respect and spends time with you. After he lost his wife, he thought he would be truly alone. That was until now, where he spends almost all his spare time with you. And if you are not cleaning up after him or fetching him wine glasses of red liquid in them, and for him to be or spending time, you if you weren't doing those things or other chores, you would be spending time with him. Those other chores are like preparing his washing his clothes and preparing his clothes and such, all that and other stuff like that. Dracula did not do this on purpose. He would be the type of Dracula. Dracula did not do this on purpose, but he would be the type of Yandere that would isolate you once again, not intentionally. He just does not trust anyone around you, not even Hector or Isaac, and maybe not even his son if his son was here. He is a paranoid, afraid, and worried Yandere, although he would never admit this to anyone, not even you. He does not want to lose you as he had lost his wife, the love of his life. And the fear of losing another person that he loved other than her was terrifying to him. It ate away at him and made him worried for you constantly. He would sometimes get angry if you were away too long or if you conversed with anyone but him. He cannot lose you, and he would not be able to survive another losing another loved one. He still does not. He still does love Lisa, and even though he is Yandere for you, you could never replace the love he had for his late wife. His love for you is different from his love for her, as he came from as it came from him being a broken man and you being different compared to other humans. How you apologized to him and for what was done, and you did what he was told the night his wife was unalived. That made an attachment and an obsession for you, seeing the good in you that his late wife had saw in all of humanity. He would once again be fiercely protective of you, and if anyone lays a hand against you, they would be unalived. And it for if they were human and if they were vampire, he would give them a chance not to do it again and learn. But if they did not learn, they would be baked in the sun and made an example of. He enjoys the simple things with you, such as reading to you, and you were not able to read, which side note, he does teach you how to read and write. He is incredibly patient when educating you, and he wants you to have access to all the knowledge that he has. He wanted a better life for you. He is a very possessive and obsessive man, and he is a vampire. Once again, all vampires are on some level possessive. He does not like to share you. The only person he would share you with is his wife if she were still here. He deals with rivals by. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Ugh. He deals with rivals by making an example out of them. If a man was to seduce you, he would slit the man's throat and slit the man in the stomach, strangle them with their own entrails, and hang them from a tree with those same entrails. He is the only man that should be able to be with you, and he does not care if you are attracted to men or not. You are his. Now, if he had a woman as a rival, Carmilla in the anime is a little bit bi, at least, because she said other than if all the male vampires died and at least half of the female vampires, then she might consider sleeping with one vampire. So yes, there is a possibility of women being rivals. Then he would be a bit swifter with the female rival. But if they did not get But if they got close enough to you and tried to kiss you or did kiss you, they would be dealt with just as brutally as the men. If they were human rivals, he would harm them repeatedly for months on end, for weeks or months on end, and humans are beneath him, and he was not going to let a filthy human try and steal away anything else from him. When he realizes he's in love with you, he feels so much guilt for his wife, as he loves her as well, but differently than you. He wants to push you away to stop those feelings, but he cannot. He did try in sending you away for a month to work elsewhere in the castle. However, he could not stand it. He would stalk you and as you did chores, and how he had would my tongue, and how he also has Hector and Isaac keeping an eye on you as well and reporting to him. After the month, he orders you to come back, and this is where he confesses to you his feelings, that is. He would tell you that he thought he could never love again, and he loves you, and you will be his. He tells you he cannot bear to have humanity steal you away like they did Lisa. He does not want to ever lose you. So it did not even matter if you accepted his love or not. Instead, he turns you right then and there, not waiting for an answer. He is a broken man who is afraid of you being unalived or God stealing you away from him. He still does not let you leave his side even as you are a vampire, but you are made his co-ruler. Sorry, I messed up the word. One sec. Co-ruler, and he expects you to be shown the respect and make sure that no one stares at you too long as you are his. He would want you to only think of him, because once again he is possessive and is you also afraid to lose you, and wants no one to take you from him. You belong to him. And if by some chance he does not turn you right away, he keeps you locked away with him so you will only know him. In this route, he would bed you if you had the right the right plumbing down south, and he would impregnate you. If you did not have the right parts, he still is going to make love to you, but he is going to adopt a baby from a village, and this way he's creating a family with you to try and mend what he has lost and start fresh with you. You will still one day be turned into a vampire because he's not making the same mistakes again. It is only a matter of time and how he does it. He may be trying to make you love him and accept him, as when he confessed to you, he did not care in the moment what your answer was, because you were his and only his forevermore. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it. I am on like 2 hours of sleep in 48 hours, so I apologize for tripping over my words so much. Anyways, Patreon outro time. Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You are wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav. I appreciate you. I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it. And I also will be doing his son because he was next up in the vote and someone did request him. So he will be a bonus video at some point. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro, baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: would you smash or pass Dracula from the Netflix Castlevania animated series? Frick yes, 100% smash. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.